A customer sent in their Bobcat controller base. The reason they sent it in is because the buttons stopped working. So if we power it on, the unit does turn on, but when I press any of these buttons, I don't get any response whatsoever. So let's open it up and take care of that issue. Let's go ahead and disassemble the unit. Now we're going to go ahead and disconnect the clip over here for the buttons. We can remove the motherboard. And I'm going to use this heat gun to gently remove the sticker and the button board. And we are using very low heat. I'm just trying to melt the adhesive here without burning anything or damaging anything, of course. Now I am noticing that this sticker does have like a couple cracks here and a hole in the center. So it is possible that some moisture got inside of the unit and could have caused some of the problems that we're experiencing here today. So it will be very important that when we're done with the repair, we seal everything back up so that no moisture can get in there. So I do have the bulk of it off. I still have some adhesive on here and a couple pieces of the plastic that frayed. Unfortunately, I mean, it doesn't really matter that I wasn't able to get it off in one nice piece because we're going to be replacing this whole thing anyways. But it does show how frail the plastic was. So we're using the microscope now to take a closer look at the buttons over here. And one of the things I want to look at is the ribbon itself. So I do see here what looks like it could be damage right there. Now, we do often see these buttons go out, become defective. This is not uncommon. So we're going to go ahead and just replace them with some new buttons. The problem with these buttons is that Bobcat does not make these. They do not sell them. The only option is to buy an entirely new controller base, which can be cost preventative. So what we're going to have to do is build our own buttons, and we're going to be using these guys over here. They're just generic, unlabeled buttons. And of course, the pinout is not correct. So we're going to have to rewire this manually. So I'm going to go ahead and cut through here and separate each pin. Now I have a little bit more leeway with my pins. Now following the traces, it does look like our first trace here is going to go to this pin over here on the end. So we're going to go ahead and clip it in just like that. I'm going to add some flux to the mix, and now we can go ahead and solder that in. Okay, that's nice and solid. Then our first button, which is number 3 over here, goes to pin number 3 here. Same thing. Just going to push it in just like that. Same thing again, we're going to add some flux. And our very last button is the last pin. So this one, and so this one connects down here. Alright, so let's take a look. We have 2 unconnected pins, one of which is our third button, which if we compare to our original ones, does not exist. So our third button, we can go ahead and cut it off. And this one over here is our second button, which is the hours job RPM. And so this one is going to go over here, and I think that's going to do it. Alright, so our buttons should now be fully connected. And now we can focus on cleaning up the front cover of that adhesive. And now that it's been soaking for a while, it is much easier to remove. So I just put the motherboard back into the unit, and we did feed our buttons through to the top side over here. Okay, so we have to have the unit slightly off of the table because these are not set yet. And let's see, we want this to feed through like that. And this is a 3D printed part that we 3D printed to encase our new buttons, to weatherproof them. Okay. Okay, in continuity mode, when we get a beep, we get a short, we're gonna do a quick check on our buttons to make sure they work before we close everything up. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and press the bottom button. And we have a beep, that means we have continuity, so that button is working. Then let's take a look at the next button, which is not populated. We have the RPMs over here, which is the second button. And let's see, second button, we do have continuity. And then our last one over here, which is our auxiliary button, aux HYD, is working. All right, so that means that all of our buttons are registering button presses. Just want to make sure that we don't damage any of our joints. So we're going to be very careful and gentle. Just like that. We're going to put 4 screws back in, just to hold it down. So our hours, jobs, and RPMs. Jobs, RPM, hours. Okay, our last step is to seal everything up. I have my gasket over here. And it looks like it's coming out a little faster than anticipated, so we'll go ahead and spread that with a Q-tip. All right, and we're gonna leave a lot of pressure on here overnight so that we get a nice good seal. And we're all set. This does complete our repairs for this Bobcat controller base. If you have one you'd like to send in for us to fix, we will have links to our website's repair services. That'll be in the description down below. And all of our repairs do come with a 1-year warranty. If you found the video helpful or useful, make sure to leave us a like, subscribe for more content, and thank you for watching.